For all those who are just joining, we're going to start in about a minute. Um, so just giving it a minute or two for people who are going from one virtual meeting to another to jump on, but we will begin momentarily. Okay, at this point, we will proceed to begin with the meeting. I want to thank you all for joining us today for our monthly community update, which is going to cover the work of the organization right up to September, and of course some of the few activities that we've had in the month of October. As always, I want to thank you all. There were very familiar names I'm seeing in attendance. Thank you for continuing to do this work with us, for continuing to support us. We think it's important for us to continue giving you account of the work that we're doing. When we started out with this community updates towards the end of 2021, the goal was to keep the community updated with all the support that we were getting and all the many questions that community stakeholders had. We thought that having this monthly, well, at the time, it was weekly update because of just the huge number of arrivals that we're seeing with the Afghans. And the much needed capacity that we were trying to build at the time. We started out with this weekly updates, and then as things slowed down in terms of arrival and with us building some capacity, we went to bi-weekly, and we've just kept it at a month. Now, what is so intriguing, if we think back to when we started, and just the sheer number of arrivals that we were seeing, in 1 week in 2021, we had 158 arrivals. Well, fast forward to today, we're seeing 221 arrivals in 1 month. And that's really significantly higher numbers. And we're not as desperate as we were at the time in terms of capacity, but we absolutely know that we cannot do this without the support of the community. So we're going to be covering some of that information and give you a sense of just how much is being accomplished by the organization, by our community stakeholders, by all of us, or the little contributions that we all make. Yeah. So our agenda today, the agenda for this meeting is going to be, we're going to give a recap of our 2024 arrivals that's running from January 1st to September 30th, to just give you a sense. Next month, we are going to give a full recap of the fiscal year, which runs from the 1st of October to September 30th. But for today, we're just going to give you a recap of what has happened in the last 9 months of the calendar year 2024. We'll talk about our arrival updates. We're launching the Giving Society, first ever Giving Society at the International Institute that's going to be organized. We'll talk a little bit about that, and then a picture of our upcoming events and how you all can be involved in the work that we're doing. So with that, I'm just going to start to talk about the massive accomplishments that we've had this year by just looking at our 2024 arrivals at a glance. These arrivals, besides these arrival numbers, there are also services that we're offering to refugees and immigrants that's not included in these numbers, but that gives you a sense of the scale of just how much work we are doing this year. Striking numbers that, as we look at refugee arrivals, we look at our Latino arrivals, we look at secondary migration, especially of the Afghans, but generally, we have served 2,310, we've seen 2,310 new arrivals this year, beginning from January to September 30th. Incredibly huge numbers, with a significant number of those being children, 841 of those being children, and the rest adults. All of that represents about just over 1,000 cases that we've seen. Nearly 50% of those are female. What is interesting is the average family size, which means that there's a number of the smaller cases, makes it even challenging for us in terms of providing service to them, because the smaller the case, the smaller the per capita. We're going to cover that a little bit when we talk about funding gaps. The average age is quite young, with 26 being the average age of our arrivals. Stunning that we've welcomed people from 87 different countries speaking 98 different languages. This is an incredibly multicultural arrival to St. Louis. And it also talks a lot about things that need to be done, how much we need to invest in providing language support for all of that. But this is just a glance of what we're doing. And all of this has an impact on everything else. The number of people that we're putting to work, the number of people that our social work team has to support. Our education classes has almost sold out with the number of people that have to sit in classes. So it has an overall impact. Our intake and benefits team is working around the clock to ensure that immediately people arrive. We're trying to string that time between when they arrive and when they have access to their benefits, identifying their needs and matching them with other programs that we have at the International Institute. So it's been enormous work, but it's also been work that we've done in great coordination with our partners, whether it's Affinia Healthcare that is doing the mandatory medical screening, or it is the St. Louis Public Schools that is putting, doing the enrollment and getting the children to school, a significant number of them. So it's been a massive undertaking by the team at the International Institute, and I'm really grateful for everybody's commitment, the skill set, the talent, the experience, and the community partners that have supported those. Now, with that, let's talk a little bit about our refugee arrivals. As we look at those numbers, we can talk about our refugee arrivals, and I'm going to turn this to our Vice President here for Client Care, who is going to just share an update about our refugee arrivals.
Hello, everyone. Just wanted to give an update on resettlement arrivals for September. We had 64 cases, which was a total of 221 individuals. In October, our projections are to go down just a little bit, 21 cases with 87 individuals, and that is tentative. The arrival updates change every day. For this fiscal year, so I was reporting October through September, the total arrivals were 1,387, and our highest months were July through September, where we had 566 individuals. For next fiscal year, we're expected to receive 1,920 new arrivals. That's a mix between refugee and SIVs.
Great. Thank you very much, Kelly, for that. What I would really draw everybody's attention is we look at just the number of countries that we're having people from. It's very a huge mix. And I think this is good for St. Louis. If we look at other resettlement agencies in other parts of the country, there's a lot more of clustered around a few countries. And for St. Louis, there's actually a wider range of communities coming to St. St. and building subsets of communities here. And I think that that's good for a multicultural St. Louis. And amazing work that our resettlement team has done. As you can see, nearly half of the arrivals in the last fiscal year happened between July and September. So it's been enormous work, and I'm really grateful to the team that has been doing that work. We will go on to talk a little bit about walk-ins, because as we see, so when I spoke about the 2,300 arrivals, it included refugee arrivals. We also have walk-ins that we will talk about in the next slide, if that can be brought up.
Yes, good afternoon. I will provide numbers for our walk-ins. So in September, as you can see, we created 34 cases for 70 individuals. So this number includes 17 Ukrainian clients, 21 Afghan, 27 Haitian, and 5 Cuban. The average case size, 2. The first week of October brought us only 3 cases for 4 individuals with the average case size 1.3. And our projection for October, we already scheduled for 20 walk-in appointments for around 50 individuals tentative, and this number is going to grow. And we added some fiscal year 2024 numbers to the slide. We were able to already look at these numbers. So in fiscal year 2024, we created 319 cases for 548 individuals for walk-in appointment. And this number consists of 122 Ukrainian clients, 77 Afghans, 217 Haitians, and 132 Cuban clients. And I can tell that we have noticed a rising trend in the number of Cuban and Haitian population since May 2024. And again, talking about October, it was only first week, and this number is going to grow by the end of the month.
Well, thank you very much, Zlata Roulette, who is the manager here for intake and benefits. Very busy team as well, not only taking care of this walk-ins, but also the refugee arrivals. And significantly, we've seen these numbers continue to grow month by month. And this also ties with the conversation that has been going on in the community, that we've seen a significant increase in the number of the foreign-born population. This is the trend as well that we're seeing. So those numbers which were for 2023, we're seeing these trends continue as well in 2024. So thank you very much for that. Again, as part of those numbers that we're seeing arrive St. Louis, as the Latino Outreach Initiative, where we've been reaching out and encouraging that Latino population to move into St. Louis. So at this point, I'm going to invite the director of the Latino Outreach Initiative, Berenice, to give an update on that initiative.
Hi, good morning, everyone. As you can see our numbers here, these are our current numbers as of the end of September. At the moment, we have exceeded the 300 totals for the program. We have about 206 adults and 89 minors. And something about the adults, we have about half of our adults are currently working. Some of those other adults are in the process of getting their employment authorization document, and also our mothers and just clients that are not able to work. We also have 89 minors, and that means that we've had to put those minors in school. We've had to find daycare for them. So right now we have about 300 clients that we've served through the Latino Outreach. I do want to talk a little bit about the employment authorization documents that we have been able to file through the Institute. So most of the clients that come in through the Latino outreach are Venezuelan, Colombian, Nicaraguans, Ecuadorians. We're seeing Ecuadorians arriving. And when they cross the border, it's not very clear what next steps to take when they get their documents. And so here we've been able to do some outreach and have reached out to many of the Latinos that are currently living in St. Louis that are able to get a work permit and for whatever reason just don't know that. And so we've been able to provide that service. So we have 79 authorizations that we filed, which means that those 79 individuals are able to work and have a legal and a sustainable employment that will offer benefits and that will encourage them to stay here in the St. Louis area. And so that is a big thing for us, just getting that word out and getting people to come in who are eligible for that work permit to be able to come in and use our services so they may apply for those. And then also I just want to talk about some of the upcoming recruitment that we are doing. We currently have a very long wait list. We're trying to get apartments where it's not just one, but many apartments in one complex. And so we're hoping that that will help us move some of these people that are on the wait list. Currently, we're recruiting. Carlos is not here today because he's out recruiting in Kansas City. And then he has a couple of trips coming up. He will be traveling to Springfield, Ohio, and then Puerto Rico. And so those are some of the people that we are hoping to get the word out and that they will be making St. Louis their new home here in the future.
Great. Thank you very much, Berenice, for that update with the Latino outreach. I would just want to talk a little bit about some of the challenges that we face with the huge number of arrivals. The first one starts with actually good news in the sense that the federal government has increased the per capita for new arrivals by about $400. So it used to be that they would get $1,275, but that resettlement allowance has now gone up to $1,650. So that's a good thing. But it still leaves a funding gap if we think about especially the single cases. So if you think about what an adult single case, what we expect them to have in that first 3 months, we still see a funding gap of about $3,790. And sometimes this is why we continuously try to fundraise to fill that gap. But as the family size begins to grow, that gap reduces. So if it's 2 adults, it goes from $3,800 down to $2,500. And if it's 3 adults, it also goes down to about $2,000 in terms of a funding gap. How do we offset this funding gap? Well, one, we try as much as possible to stretch their resettlement allowance over the 3 months. And the way we do that is finding donations, whether it's donations of the bus passes, food, or things that we use to set up the home. All of those things are ways in which we offset that funding gap by those donations that come from the community. And where we cannot offset, whether it's the utility bills, for example, or the security deposit, that's where we fundraise from the community to be able to close the gap. There are other ways that we work to try to flex some money to close the gap, but that's really the funding gap that we face as we see the increase in the number of arrivals. This is where we work with the community. This is why we're constantly sending out emails asking for people to donate. Obviously, housing is a bigger challenge for the community, not only for the people we serve, but particularly for the people we serve because of the limitations that they have. So housing, which comes up in the next slide here, is one of the challenges that we continuously ask for community support. I must say that in collaboration with whether it's the city or some property managers were seeing some opportunities open for us. Housing cost has gone up. The number of houses that are affordable and in good quality are limited in numbers. But we keep asking anyone that we can to just share with us any opportunities that you may find in terms of housing. Now, with those two challenges, the funding gap and housing, it kind of leads us to our next conversation, which is really what we're trying to do for the institute to continue to be sustainable in providing the service, which, yes, on the one hand is supporting our new arrivals, but on the other hand, is really investing in the future of the St. Louis community as we attract and bring this young, vibrant, multicultural population into our community. It all helps with this general question of reversing the downward trend in our population, revitalizing our workforce, and reigniting economic growth for everyone in the community. So I'm going to turn this over to David Gonzalez here, who is the Vice President for Fund Development at the International Institute, to talk about the International Institute Giving Society and some upcoming events that they have.
Great, thank you, Ari. As Ari mentioned, we have 2 events coming up over the next 6 weeks. The first one, I'm very excited, is next week, and it is our Giving Society. This is our first time launching a Giving Society. You know, we've always had members of the community who have been very supportive of our vision and mission and have given generously. But as you've seen in the first couple of slides and presentations this afternoon, that there is a deeper need for folks to support the work that we're doing as our clients' need grows. And as the funding we receive from grants or the federal government is a little bit of a gap between what we're able to deliver and the resources provided. So this is an opportunity for individuals to give to the International Institute and the work that we do on a deeper level. Our Giving Society recognizes individuals who give annually gifts of $1,000 or more. So this is very similar to giving societies that a lot of other nonprofits operate. So by being a member of this Giving Society, individuals will have an opportunity to participate in exclusive events. They'll get special recognition. They'll have an opportunity to connect with other donors, the leadership of the organization. But most importantly, they're able to provide those resources that we need to serve the individuals and families coming to our community. So we are officially kicking off the event next Tuesday here at the International Institute in our Hall of Nations. There is a QR code where you could register to attend the event. Should be a great evening. We will have a very short program, which will feature some remarks from Ari, as well as one of our clients who has benefited and has been in this community for over 2 decades, really thriving and a success story. What we hope to accomplish by having folks move here, build the community, find a new life, and really thrive. So we will have that in a performance by a Bosnian dance group. We'll have refreshments provided by Butler's Pantry, as well as some drinks. So great opportunity to hear a little bit more about the Giving Society and the direction of individual giving to the International Institute. If you can't get the QR code to work, you can go on our website and look for information to register, or you can just email me and I can put you down on the RSVP list. But look forward to seeing some of you there. I know a number of folks on this phone call will actually be there next Tuesday, so look forward to seeing you there. In addition to our Giving Society, we are excited to have our 3rd annual Ubuntu event. This is a gala which is not only a fundraiser, but recognizing members of the community that are doing amazing things to advance multiculturalism here in St. Louis. And we actually have one of our awardees on the call. So congratulations, Dr. Del Casilla. for being one of this year's honorees. So this event will take place on Friday, November 15th. This will be at the Reverie, a new location in Chesterfield. Just like a lot of other galas you've been to, it'll feature some amazing remarks, inspirational stories. We will have a great DJ. There'll be an opportunity to dance, have fun. But in addition to that, it's really recognizing those individuals, as you can see on the slide, and organizations who are really trying to make our community more welcoming, more inviting for new arrivals. Folks who have really gone above and beyond in making St. Louis a place to be for immigrants and refugees. So we do have tickets available now. Again, that we have a QR code. I hope everyone knows how to work QR codes, because there's a couple of them throughout this presentation. So definitely get your tickets now. We still have tables and sponsorships available. We do have a number of generous sponsors for this event, including Midwest Bank, Commerce, a couple others who have agreed to help us put on this event. So I hope you are available to come and celebrate with us and recognize St. Louis as a truly multicultural city, which is striving to be more welcoming and making our community more prosperous for all. And I think that's the last slide.
Yes, thank you very much, David, for that. Looking forward to the Giving Society kickoff, and obviously Ubuntu. And next, we're going to there is this free screening of this movie called Gateway to a New Life, which captures the essence of the work that we did with the Afghan Support Program, or we're doing with the Afghan Support Program. And I'll turn this over to Moji Siddiqui, the Director of Multicultural Affairs and the Afghan Support Program.
Thank you, R.A. So on October 27th, that's a Sunday, at 3:30 p.m., we're going to be showing a free screening of Gateway to a New Life, which is a documentary that's produced locally by HEC Films. And basically, it captures the resettlement of Afghans that took place in St. Louis after August of 2021. It's very emotionally charging, and for those of you who have had anything to do with supporting the resettlement process of the Afghan community into St. Louis for the past 2.5 years, this is certainly very gratifying, and also a reminder of the incredible work that has been done and how St. Louis is changing again and making history. Now, after the documentary is shown, we will have a panel discussion, and some of our Afghan staff that serve our clients every day will be on that panel. I highly encourage it. Again, it's a free showing, and you're more than welcome to reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you, R.A.
Thank you very much, Moji. I have had the opportunity to watch this twice myself, and it's amazing how much we as a community accomplished with the Afghan arrivals. And one of our hopes is that beyond the St. Louis community, we're going to have a nationwide screening of this, because it tells a great story of the St. Louis community and what we're doing, especially with all of the conversations that are going on now in the country. I think this presents a different perspective of who we are as St. Louisans first, and then as Americans. And I would encourage everyone who is chanced on Sunday afternoon of October 27th to join us on our campus to watch what we did together from a very, very different perspective. So thank you, Moji, for that, and I'm looking forward to watching it. Next, I would call on our Director of Economic Development, Carlos Suarez, to talk about two upcoming opportunities.
Hello, Carlos has requested that
Carlos
I sit in for him today.
I would turn that over to our Manager for Community Engagement, Maxwell Kelly.
Yeah, thank you, Ari. So the Community Bazaar is a really fun event for us. The express purpose is our food distribution. We generally serve about 150 families, amounting to about 500 people every other week. So one way we wanted to expand that is to bring the community in as well. So we host an event in our front courtyard. And we'll offer food that people can buy. We bring in a client of ours who is working in the food industry. One thing we do through economic development is support entrepreneurs. So that's an opportunity to do that on site. We also have craft vendors and live entertainment. So it's really just a fun outdoor community event where we get a chance to kind of let our hair down, listen to some music, and enjoy lunch together. We also have a lot of community partners that will come out if they want to table an event, maybe to promote something going on in their organization, or just to meet with clients directly. It's a good opportunity to get your name out there in with our clients and in our community. So if anyone is interested in joining us, please just give me a call and we can get you on the schedule. Thank you very much. Hope to see you there.
Or do you have any other issue that you want to?
I think Max. Yeah, we're going to go. Thank you very much, Maxwell, for that. I would quickly, in absence of Carlos Suarez, really just touch on our language services. We are really doing the best we can to keep up with the need. You all have seen the significant number of arrivals that we've had that speak these various languages, and we're really encouraging the community to engage our language services. We've updated our website. We want to offer this to the community, and just so that with welcoming people from 98 different countries, we're working with all of these languages, and it shouldn't only be at the Institute. We're hoping we're working with the city and other community stakeholders to ensure that we're accessing the language services that are available to provide services to people who do not necessarily speak English as their primary language. So you can always visit our website. It's really updated. We're showcasing and proud of some of the clients that we have that we've been working with, and we want to see that list of clients grow because that's something, again, needed within the community because of the increased number of arrivals. I would turn this back to Maxwell to talk about some upcoming community events, as well as community shout outs to those who have supported us significantly in the last month. Maxwell Kelly, please.
Hello again. Thank you. The first Thanksgiving is a really great opportunity for all the different cultures within our organization to come together for one evening. It's really fun opportunity for the kids too. We will have entertainment. Last year there was a magician as well as an orchestra. So there's things there for the kids to do. We could not do this without support from our community partners. We have some very generous offerings therein that help us with anything from check-ins to the food we're providing. So a special thank you in advance to anyone engaging in that. If you would like to help out, please just give me a ring. Donations are accepted, of course, and we will have a lot of volunteer opportunities, particularly for the setup and teardown, but also during the dinner in serving people and getting folks checked in for that. So this is going to be the Sunday before Thanksgiving. We open the doors around 3, start getting people checked in. The dinner service is from 4 to 7. And as Aray was keen to point out yesterday, Thanksgiving can be a lonely time for folks who are new to the States, because a lot of folks go out of town, a lot of businesses and restaurants are closed. So we really like to be able to provide this opportunity for folks to enjoy the American holiday in the American fashion and kind of understand what this holiday is about. In that it's about giving. It really falls in with our mission, and just really one of the events that I'm most proud to host here. So yeah, please let me know if you'd like to be involved, and I hope to see you there. If we could have the next slide, please. I have a few community shout outs today. Today, there is a group from SLU, from the Boise College of Health Sciences, and they're providing hot lunches to our clients, up to 160. It's going to kind of be on a first come, first serve basis. Really want to thank them for that opportunity to give our clients the best experience here while they're waiting on their meetings or whatever business they might have here. So a special thanks to them. Next slide, please. Together Credit Union does an annual day of service. They'll send a group out to a nonprofit and spend a day with them. We are going to see them here on Monday. They are going to be here the entire day. They're signed up for various activities. Some of them will be working with our education department. Others will be helping with some kind of infrastructure things. And if any other groups would like to do an event like this, we always welcome day of service groups. We can accommodate whatever really you're looking to volunteer in. We really want to make sure that this is customized to make your time the most effective here. So please let me know if you're interested. St. Lucas UCC had a wonderful donation that they ran for us. They ran a drive where they collected household goods and gift cards. And this was their second time in doing this year. We put a request out earlier in the summer, and they answered very quickly. So a special thanks to them. This is really one of those opportunities, as Ray said, any little bit that we can get to our clients is going to help meet that gap. So we are very appreciative for folks who hold these drives for us. If anyone's interested in holding a donation drive, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you out with that. I want to go through some ongoing volunteer opportunities. One that's really popular here is job interview practice. This gives our clients a chance to experience the interviewing process in a safe way where they can practice and make mistakes and ask questions and get a better idea of that process here. You don't necessarily have to have experience in the interview. They do a briefing before with the education department. Bus training and benefits assistance. So we, with all our new arrivals, they're applying for many different benefits. It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of appointments, a lot of intake going on. So if anyone is interested, it's more of an administrative role, but if anyone's interested in joining us there, please do. With the increased arrivals, we are seeing a really big increase in walk-ins, and this can cause once in a while some traffic jams in our reception area. So one way that we're asking for help is if anyone's interested in shadowing with reception. It's going to be from about 9 a.m. to 12. That's our highest point of volume. Really just to act as a extra liaison for clients. We can find out what their needs are and then relay to staff so we can get them in touch with the proper departments. We are doing many apartment setups. So we are launching a program to have this available every day. This is an afternoon shift that'll start at about 12:30. There's a little bit of lifting involved, but most of the items that we have are around or less than 40 pounds and in flat boxes. So that process is very easy. It's mostly unpacking and, getting a little of the home touch to it, getting the dishes in the cabinet and making sure the place is ready and warm to receive our new Americans. As I mentioned before, if anyone is interested in doing a fundraiser or a donation drive, please just reach out to myself or David, Karen, anyone here in the development team or in the command center. And we'd be happy to help you there. Another daily need we have is grocery shopping. This is a morning shift at about 10:30. It's pretty straightforward. We have a list of about a dozen items that we get from Aldi using a card. And the groceries come back here, or if we already have the housing ready, we do take that to the apartment and have it in the fridge. This is a really good thing we can offer to our clients, that when they arrive in their apartment, they don't have to worry about getting food. They get a hot meal and they have some essentials stocked into the fridge. So if you're able to help there, thank you. Thank you.
No, every person when they come to you and take 1,200.
With the cold weather coming up, one thing that we are requesting in particular is heavy winter clothing. Coats are the best option there. We prefer new, gently used is okay. We do ask that used items are freshly laundered. All other furnishings, again, think winter coziness, thick blankets and comforters are great, or new space heaters. Here are a couple of QRs. If you're interested in helping directly, these gift cards help our clients set up with their household needs, any other needs that they might be. One of the big items that we're always in need of are personal care items, women's hygiene, toothbrushes, shampoo, I think those things along those lines, and size number 3 diapers. Anyone who has kids know you go through a lot of those at a certain age. So if anyone is able to donate there, thank you very much. And I just want to say in general, thank you to your support for everything that you do in your volunteerism and donations. I'm going to pass it back to Aray.
And also we would have.
Thank you very much, Max, for covering all of that. I'm just going to pause here to see whether there are any questions from the audience, and ask the team to I've been trying to scroll through the chat to see whether there were any questions that were brought up. But I'm open to any questions that anyone has with reference to all of the information. I know it was a lot that we covered, but if there are any questions, we'll be happy to take those at this time. Well, hearing or seeing none, I really want to thank you all for being here. As you can see, we're going to send out the slides, and we're asking, share with your network so that more people know what we're doing and can get involved in the work that we're doing. But we're really grateful that you all spend this time with us, and that this update is valuable to you all. Again, thank you very much for your time and your continuous support as we try to keep this organization sustainable and supporting this community. We appreciate your help. Thank you.